In fact, if somebody dies from alcohol poisoning, their brain tells their lungs that they don't have to breathe anymore, and that's why people die. So if you're at a party or you're at a friend's house, please always get help for your friends, no matter what. Now, I'd like to show you what happens to your body if you should end up in the emergency room when a patient is brought into the emergency room as a result of alcohol poisoning. Well, the doctor, he or she, has to make this decision, this big decision. The doctor decides whether we choose Plan A or Plan B. Now, the doctor chooses Plan A if they think that whatever you've taken, well, it's probably going to make you feel sick, but not cause serious damage. Plan B is chosen if there's even the slightest chance that whatever you've taken could make you very sick or kill you. But going back to Plan A, what Plan A involves is drinking charcoal. And one time a student said, well, what do you mean, like barbecue charcoal? I said, no, it's not barbecue charcoal. It's called activated charcoal. Activated charcoal, it is sent to the emergency room in a tube like this. Now, this charcoal is, well, it's liquid, it's thick, it's black, it's really gritty. It's kind of like, well, I have some here in a bag that's all dried up. It's kind of like if you could imagine having a milkshake with no flavor and throwing in some beach sand or driveway gravel, and you have to drink it. In fact, you have to drink 2 cups full. Now, the charcoal is pretty amazing stuff. What it does is it helps to bind or neutralize whatever you've taken, kind of collects it up like a magnet, and helps it to pass quickly out of your body. So just imagine that you've been drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. We might give you this charcoal, or if you've been doing drugs, swallowed some pills, give you the charcoal, gathers up what's in your body, flushes it out. Now that's Plan A. Plan B is chosen if that doctor thinks that whatever you've taken could be dangerous. We need to get your stomach contents out, and that involves putting a tube into your stomach. Now, we can put this tube either through your mouth to the back of your throat into your stomach, or through your nose to the back of your throat into your stomach. And it's actually done for 2 reasons. It's done if that doctor is concerned and we need to pump your stomach contents out, but it's also done if you refuse to drink the charcoal. So in other words, if I ask you very nicely, please drink this charcoal, and you look at me and say, I'm not drinking that, well, then we need to put a tube down to flush the charcoal down. This process is called gastric lavage, pumping your stomach. We do usually go with Plan B. Now, before I explain this any further, I really could use a couple of volunteers. To come up on the stage. Thank you for the hands. A couple of volunteers. And I have 2 names. And when I call these names, I'm going to ask you to come up on stage. I just want to make sure that everyone understands this is just pretend, just make believe. No tubes or charcoal in anybody's body, just pretend. The young lady is Stephanie Bull. Come on down, Stephanie. And the young man is some guy by the name of Cubby Carlson. Come on down. Stephanie and Cubby, come on down. Help me show this process. Stephanie, hi, my name's Linda. This stomach pumping process. Cubby, hi, my name's Linda. Okay, and if you could stand over here. Now, what we're going to do, Stephanie is going to be, like the nurse's assistant, but Cubby, he is going to be the patient. So to start with, let's move this chair over here. Now, to start with, I'm going to give Stephanie this bag to hold. But I'd like to explain it. It is very fascinating very interesting. This is a bag that we fill with water. So what we do is we pop this plastic tab, we put this right to the sink, and we fill it up with tap water. Then we hook this part of the tube to the tube that goes into your stomach, which I'm going to show you, and we begin this amazing process where we flush the water into your stomach and then pump it out. So Stephanie, if you can hold this in one hand, that part in the other hand. Okay, now if Cubby were my patient in the emergency room, he would have to wear this very snazzy hospital gown. Very snazzy. Cubby, we'll go hands first. There we go. Yes, he is definitely styling. And if you could turn around this way, he is really tall. Okay. Now, Cubby, if you could have a seat in that chair, please. Now, the next thing that we do, you know, in the emergency room, it gets so busy and very technical. I'm sure you've seen these television shows. There are so many medical shows on TV. Well, it gets very technical. Well, the technical name for this, we actually call this the barf bucket. Barf bucket because if you've been drinking, you're probably throwing up and you're going to need this bucket. So Cubby, if you can hang on to that barf bucket, which has not been used, by the way. Now the nurses and doctors, we all have these gowns that we wear. They're like a lightweight plastic material. Sometimes they're yellow or green or blue. I've got to tell you, everybody puts one on. Nurses, doctors,